Millions of years ago, the Earth was a harsh, untamed wilderness. Vast savannas stretched under a blazing sun. Dense forests hid countless dangers, and rivers teemed with predators and competitors. Amidst this unforgiving environment, the first humans emerged. Fragile, vulnerable, yet endowed with a spark of intelligence that would define the course of evolution. These early humans had no homes, no weapons, and no fire to illuminate the darkness. Every sunrise brought uncertainty. Every night brought fear. Predators such as saber-toothed cats, giant hyenas, and lions prowled relentlessly, while venomous snakes and lurking crocodiles posed constant threats. The landscape offered food, but only to those willing to risk life and limb to claim it. Survival depended entirely on adaptability and resourcefulness. Humans learned to observe patterns: which plants were safe to eat, which animals were aggressive, and where the fresh water flowed. These observations were not mere instinct. They were the first steps toward higher cognition. Early humans were beginning to think, to imagine, and to innovate. In this chapter of human history, every day was a battle against nature. Yet, even in the face of fear and scarcity, an idea silently began to form: the possibility that survival could be shaped by intelligence, not just strength. It was a concept that would lead to the first human invention. The tool, the human brain, was evolving, growing larger and more capable of complex reasoning. Unlike other animals, early humans began to experiment. They noticed that stones could be used to crush seeds, break bones, or even defend against smaller predators. This was more than trial and error. It was observation, understanding cause and effect, and imagining possibilities beyond immediate needs. In one such moment, a human picked up a stone and struck it against another. It may have been accidental. The result was a sharp edge, a fragment of rock that could cut flesh, scrape bark, or crack bone. For the first time, humans recognized that the world could be manipulated to their advantage. They were no longer passive participants in survival. They were becoming creators. This spark of thought laid the foundation for human ingenuity. Intelligence, tool use, and problem-solving would become inseparable, defining traits that separated humans from other species. The first human to strike a stone against another unknowingly set the stage for every technological advancement to follow. The moment a stone was intentionally shaped to create a cutting edge marked the beginning of the Oldowan tool industry, dating back approximately 2.6 million years. These simple tools, flakes struck from larger stones, were crude yet revolutionary. A sharp edge could cut meat from a carcass, scrape hides for clothing, or crack bones to access nutritious marrow. This innovation fundamentally changed the dynamics of survival. Early humans could now process food more efficiently, extract more calories from their environment, and gradually reduce their dependence on scavenging. The tool became an extension of the human hand, a primitive but powerful means to influence the world. The impact was not just practical, it was evolutionary. The ability to manipulate objects, solve problems, and anticipate outcomes reinforced the connection between intelligence and survival. Each strike of stone against stone was a step toward mastery over nature, a defining characteristic of humanity. Stone tools transformed the relationship between humans and their prey. Initially, scavengers, early humans could now approach carcasses left behind by larger predators and process them efficiently. Sharp flakes cut through tough hides, allowing access to meat that had previously been unattainable. Bones were cracked open to reveal marrow, providing rich calories essential for brain growth. The nutritional advantages of tool-assisted hunting and scavenging cannot be overstated. Meat, fat, and marrow fueled the development of larger brains, enabling more sophisticated thinking. problem-solving, and social cooperation. Stone tools were no longer just survival implements. They were catalysts of evolution. This chapter in human history shows the profound link between innovation and adaptation. Tools enabled early humans to compete with other predators, control resources, and begin shaping their environment to their advantage. Each sharpened edge was a step toward dominance, both in the food chain and in the evolutionary race. With experience, humans transitioned from opportunistic scavengers to organized hunters. Stone tools became more refined: hand axes, scrapers, and later, rudimentary spear points. These tools allowed early humans to hunt animals strategically, rather than relying solely on chance encounters. Hunting required cooperation. Groups coordinated their movements, tracked prey, and shared both risks and rewards. This necessity for teamwork reinforced social bonds and communication skills. The first humans were learning not just to survive individually, but to survive collectively. These strategies marked a turning point. Humans were no longer merely reacting to the environment. They were planning, strategizing, and asserting control over it. The hunters were rising, and with them, the early framework of human society was forming. The relationship between humans and their tools shaped evolution in profound ways. Repeated use of stone implements influenced hand anatomy. Precision grip, dexterity, and coordination improved. The consumption of high-calorie meat supported brain expansion, enhancing cognitive abilities essential for problem-solving and planning. Life was brutal. Injuries, illnesses, and predation claimed many. But those who survived passed on traits favoring intelligence, cooperation, and adaptability. Stone tools were more than instruments. They were selective forces driving evolution. Each tool told a story of human perseverance, ingenuity, and resilience. Stone and flesh, effort and survival, these elements forged the modern human blueprint. Tool making was not just physical, it was social. Knowledge of selecting stones, striking edges, and crafting implements was passed from generation to generation. Teaching and learning became central to survival. This sharing of knowledge led to the emergence of early culture. Language, gestures, and symbols began to form, representing abstract ideas beyond immediate survival. Tools became vessels of tradition and innovation. Each generation improved upon the last, creating cumulative knowledge that set humans apart from every other species. Culture and technology were inseparable. The simple act of making a tool marked the dawn of human civilization. Despite advances in tool-making, early humans still faced nightly peril. Cold, darkness, and predators made survival precarious. Without fire, warmth and protection were scarce, and nights could be fatal. Tools provided defense, but they could not create light or heat. Humans adapted by huddling together, seeking natural shelters and staying alert. Fear became a teacher, shaping behavior and reinforcing cooperation. The mastery of fire was still far in the future. Until that moment arrived, stone tools remained humanity's primary means of asserting control over a hostile environment. The development of stone tools directly influenced the eventual mastery of fire. Observing friction, sparks, and natural fires, humans began experimenting with creating flame. This breakthrough extended waking hours, allowed cooking, and provided safety. Fire transformed human life. Nights were no longer dominated by fear. Nutrition improved through cooked food, which enhanced brain development. Social structures strengthened as groups gathered around hearths. Stone tools had paved the way. Without the cognitive leap achieved through tool making, fire might have remained a distant, uncontrollable force. The first stone tool was more than a survival instrument. It was a declaration. Humanity had learned to shape the world, to innovate, and to endure. This simple invention laid the foundation for every advancement that followed. From agriculture to space travel, before fire, before written language, before civilization itself, there was the first tool. It was the spark that transformed fragile, fearful creatures into innovators, hunters, and creators. Every human achievement, every invention, every leap forward traces its origin to that moment when a stone became a tool and a species began its journey toward greatness. Humanity's story starts not with fire, but with stone, and with the courage to strike the first edge into the unknown.